History. Chapter 2. The Growth of Nationalism. Part 1. Understanding Nationalism and the American Revolution. Introduction. Hello students. Welcome to Chapter 2, where we'll explore one of the most powerful forces in modern history, nationalism. This chapter will take you on an exciting journey through two revolutions that changed the world forever, the American Revolution and the French Revolution. These weren't just wars or political changes. They were movements that introduced revolutionary ideas about freedom, equality, and people's rights that continue to shape our world today. What is nationalism? Let's start by understanding what nationalism means. Nationalism is a strong feeling of love and loyalty that people have toward their own country. It's more than just liking where you live. It's a deep emotional bond that makes people willing to sacrifice for their nation. Nationalism arises when people share common feelings and experiences. These may include speaking the same language, sharing cultural traditions, following similar religious practices, having a common social order, sharing historical experiences, or belonging to the same ethnic group. Patriotism, love for one's country, is an important part of nationalism. Before the 18th century, most people didn't think of themselves as belonging to a nation. They identified with their local region, their religion, or their ruler. The idea that common people could unite as a nation and govern themselves was revolutionary. This is why we say that the first clear expression of nationalism came with the American and French revolutions. Background to the American Revolution. In the 16th century, following the discovery of the American continent, European countries began establishing permanent settlements in North America. By the mid-18th century, England had established 13 colonies along the east coast of North America. These colonies included Massachusetts, Virginia, New York, Pennsylvania, and others. Life in these colonies was different from life in England. The colonists were simple, hard-working people who had built new lives in a new land. They were liberal in their thinking, unlike the rigid and conservative British Puritans back in England. Over time, the American colonists developed their own distinct identity, an American identity that aspired for freedom to grow and develop as a separate, independent nation. Each colony had its own assembly elected by the colonists, but the governor was appointed by the British government. Here's the problem: the governor wasn't responsible to the assembly. He governed the colony in England's interest, not the colonists' interest. The colonists worked very hard but couldn't fully enjoy the fruits of their labor. This caused great resentment. Causes of the American War of Independence. Several factors led to the American Revolution. First, the colonists faced severe economic restrictions. They weren't allowed to start any industries of their own. They couldn't trade with any country except England. All their raw materials had to be sent to England, and they had to buy finished goods only from England at high prices. This mercantile system was designed to benefit England at the colonists' expense. Second, the colonists had no political rights. They weren't allowed any representation in the British Parliament in London. Yet Parliament made laws that affected their lives and imposed taxes on them. The colonists argued, no taxation without representation. They believed that if they had no representatives in Parliament, Parliament had no right to tax them. Meanwhile, they paid higher taxes than people living in England, which seemed completely unfair. Third, the colonists were inspired by European philosophers like John Locke, Voltaire, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. These Enlightenment thinkers wrote about liberty, equality, natural rights, and the idea that governments should serve the people, not oppress them. American intellectuals read these works and began questioning British rule. Fourth, in 1765, the British Parliament passed the Stamp Act, which imposed stamp taxes on all business transactions, newspapers, legal documents, licenses, and even playing cards. This aroused violent resentment among colonists who saw it as unjust taxation without their consent. Fifth, American thinkers like Thomas Jefferson began openly calling for rebellion against England's tyrannical rule. Jefferson and others argued that people had natural rights that no government could take away. The Boston Tea Party. Tension grew throughout the colonies. Anti-British protests could be seen everywhere. The most famous protest was the Boston Tea Party in 1773. The British government had imposed a new tax on tea. A group of colonists, disguised as Native Americans, raided British ships in Boston Harbor and threw 340 crates of tea into the sea. This wasn't just about tea. It was an act of open defiance against British authority. It was the colonists' way of saying, "We will not accept unjust laws." The British government responded harshly, imposing even stricter laws on the colonies. This only increased the colonists' anger. The war begins. In 1775, fighting broke out between British soldiers and colonial militia. The 13 colonies decided to unite and fight for their independence. They chose George Washington as commander of the American troops. Washington was a respected military leader and plantation owner from Virginia. On July 4, 1776, representatives of the colonies met in Philadelphia and adopted the Declaration of Independence. This historic document, written primarily by Thomas Jefferson, declared that the colonies were free and independent states, no longer under British rule. The Declaration stated revolutionary principles: all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It proclaimed that governments derive their power from the consent of the governed, and when a government becomes destructive of these rights, people have the right to alter or abolish it. These were radical ideas at the time. The war continued for several years. It was difficult. The British had a powerful army and navy, while the colonists were farmers and merchants who had to learn to be soldiers. But the colonists were fighting for their homes and their freedom, which gave them determination. They also received help from France, which sent troops and supplies. victory and independence. Finally, in 1781, the American forces won a decisive victory at Yorktown. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed. The British government officially recognized the independence of the 13 colonies, which became the United States of America. The new nation created a written constitution and established a federal, democratic, republican government. They guaranteed citizens' rights to freedom of speech, press, religion, and justice under law. The country would be ruled by an elected president who would govern according to laws written in the Constitution. George Washington became the first elected president. Significance of the American Revolution. The American Revolution was the first organized political revolution in world history. It proved that colonies could successfully overthrow imperial rule and establish independent nations. It introduced democratic ideas of government by the people. It showed that written constitutions could define and limit government power. The American Revolution inspired people in other colonies, including India, to fight for freedom. The American Constitution served as a model for many countries. India's Constitution, for example, adopted features like the federal form of government, fundamental rights similar to the American Bill of Rights, and the system of checks and balances. In just 200 years after independence, the United States transformed itself into the world's most powerful country. This showed what a nation could achieve when its people were free to pursue their dreams. Conclusion of Part 1. The American Revolution demonstrated that ordinary people could unite as a nation, overthrow oppressive rule, and create a government based on democratic principles. It planted the seeds of nationalism that would inspire revolutions around the world. In Part 2, we'll see how these ideas crossed the Atlantic Ocean and sparked an even more dramatic revolution in France.